Okay, g'day, I'm Peter Gordon. So I just wanted to give you a quick wrap on what's been happening in the key suburbs of Rozelle and Lilyfield that are a big part of our market here. Roselle's had a great year. We've seen an average clearance rate across the board, really strong demand, holding at about 70%. That's the adjusted clearance rate. So what you'll see in the newspapers is clearance rates of around 80%. Once they factor in properties that are being withdrawn prior and things like that, that aren't quite reported at the time, it comes back to about 65–70%, which has been pretty consistent across the last 2 years. What we have seen this year is the average sale price in Rozelle, which has climbed from around $1,050,000 last year up to 1.15. So we've seen an increase in prices of nearly 13% this calendar year. So that's obviously good news for homeowners in Rozelle. What I think is a very interesting comparison between Lilyfield and Rozelle, what's traditionally been Rozelle sort of leading the way in terms of prices. For the first time, we've actually seen the average sale price in Lilyfield exceed that of Rozelle. So the average sale price in Lilyfield at the moment is 1.175. That's across this year. Obviously in Lilyfield you do get bigger blocks of land, so if you were to look at the average price per square metre, you probably see that Rozelle still holds higher values, slightly bigger properties across the border, so we're seeing a slightly higher average sale price in Lilyfield. Clearance rates still hovering at about 70%, which is great. We've seen some really strong prices across the board in both of them. Some standout sales this year in Lilyfield. We sold 33 Cecily Street, which is a 2-bedroom semi. Pretty straightforward, beautifully presented, fabulous design. Very typical semi configuration, 2 bedrooms down the hall, living room at the back, no parking, about 145 square metres. It's a property that would have, a couple of years ago, sold in the mid-900s. We sold that for nearly 1.3 million under the hammer, which was a great result. We also had a couple of stronger sales at the upper price range as well. 58 Gladstone Street's one that we sold a couple of weeks ago. 3-bedroom house, nicely presented, 250 square metres, sold for 1.85 million under the hammer as well. So some really strong prices there across the board. Rozelle, the upper end of Rozelle, it's probably been attracting more of your family buyers. We're seeing people who would maybe traditionally have been your Balmain family buyers that are actually looking at Rozelle as being a very serious option. The Rozelle community's been great this year. Darling Street's really doing well up in Rozelle. Some very strong prices. There was one that traded recently for over 3 million. Family home on Nelson Street. We had a great sale at Padstow Street in Rozelle too, which sold for 2.4 million for a 3-bedroom house. So some really strong prices, seeing some great confidence in the market, and looking forward to a big 2015.